Hi everyone, so this is the part 6 of quadratic series that we've been doing so far. In this part, I will, put some numerical values, some quadratic equation into quadratic formula. I have explained about how this quadratic formula is derived from completing square. So if you haven't watched it, I really recommend for you to watch it, the form of the videos. Okay, so I'm gonna put the link of the video in the description box, and I've been doing like a playlist, so you can check it on the playlist, so you can watch all the parts that I've been doing. So this is the part 6 of this series. Okay, so I've talked about quadratic formula, which is equal h equal minus b negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, so we're going to use this quadratic formula. So before we using it, if we want to use this quadratic formula, our quadratic equation should exist in the standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So a is like, as I said before, the coefficient of x squared, b is like coefficient of x, and c is the constant part of the equation. And we're going to use this a, b, and c in the formula to get a solution of the x. Okay, so I'm going to use an equation as example for you guys to see. So this is the example. So the equation is 4x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. So this is A, this is B, and this is C. So what we're going to do is x equal minus B, so minus negative 3. Sorry, I should say negative rather than minus. So you really have to, you really have to take care. You really have to be more careful about the signs here. And then plus or minus square root of, so b squared is going to become minus 3 the whole square, and then minus 4. So a is going to be 4 over here, and then c is going to be minus 2, negative 2. Be really careful of the signs when you do this kind of thing. And then 2, a is 4. I feel like I should zoom out a little bit. Okay, you can still see it pretty well. So x is going to be 3 plus or minus square root of negative 3 the whole square is 9 minus. So 4 and 4 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. And 32, so 2 negative became a positive. So 32. And then we have 8 over here. So x equal 3 also minus square root of 41 by 8. So you're gonna get 2 answers. As I say, quadratic equation have ambiguity. So you have x equal 3 plus 41 by 8, or you have you have x equal 3 minus square root of 41 by 8. So this is the two answer you're going to have. It's all about comparing your equation in the standard form, and you're going to take the coefficient and you're going to add your coefficient into the formula, and you get the answer, the roots. You get the answers, okay? So, which is what we have here. So we have this standard for over here, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And we have this kind of the equation, which is x equal minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac by 2a. So I have shown you guys how to, how to substitute your equation with this formula. So what I'm gonna show you this time is the ideas of discriminant. So what is this discriminant? Discriminant is like this part of the equation according to the roots. So after seeing this part of the equation, we can get a better ideas of how our solution should be, how it all turns out. Okay, so as I do before, let's say I have an equations of, let's say for example, I have an equation, this look like 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 equals 0. So my equation looks something like this. And as I say, these are discriminant. So my b squared minus 4ac will look something like minus 3 the whole square minus 4. A is going to be 2. And then c is going to be 5. So the answer should be 9 minus is 10, 40. So it would become something like negative 31. So if we put negative 31 inside the roots, let's say inside the roots, it's going to become like the root of negative 31. So in the realms of real number doesn't have a negative root doesn't have real number answer. So our equation, it means our equation doesn't have a real number answer. So in terms of graph, it means like your graph never met with the x-axis. Okay, your graph never touch or intersect with the x-axis. Okay, I'm gonna explain about the graph in later of the video. So our which mean is like we have no real answer, no real roots. Okay, we don't have any real roots. Okay, so discriminant, we have 3 ways an answer should be. If our discriminant, which is less than 0, as in this example, it means like no real root. So no real answer. Okay? And then we might have a discriminant which is greater than 0. It means like we have real answer and the answer should be 2 answer. What 2 answers? So our graph should look something like this. So 2 intersection, 2 answer. I'm gonna show you about the graph in later of the part. Okay, I'm gonna show you another part about a bigger explanation about graph. And then if our answer b squared minus 4ac will equal with 0, it means like we have real answer, but only one real answer. So what is mean by that is just your graph just touch with x-axis one time. It doesn't intersect like 2 times, like above. It just touch, or it could be touch something like this or this. Just touch one time. So the discriminant should equal with 0. So I'm going to show you some work examples. Okay. Okay. So let's say we have an equations that look like 3h squared minus x minus 1 equals 0. So let's check discriminant b squared minus 4ac will look something like b is minus 1 the whole square minus 4, and then we have a is 3, and then c is negative 1, right? B is negative 2, and then we have 4, and then a is 3, and c is negative 1. So it's going to look something like 1 positive and then 12, right? Because negative times negative is positive. So it's 12, negative 1 is positive 1. So it's equal 13, which is greater than 0. So it means like we have 2 real answers. So our equation should have 2 real answers. This is just a way we can solve how our equation or how a graph will turns out, or how our equations, the solution of this equation will look like. Okay, I'm going to show you another examples over here. Okay, so let's say we have an equation that look like 4x squared minus 12x positive plus 9 equals 0. So let's test the discriminants, which is b squared minus 4ac. So it should look something like negative 12 the whole square, negative minus 4, a is 4, and c is 9. So negative 12 the whole square is like 144 times 144 minus 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 9 is 9 times 6 is 54. So 4, 5, we have 5 over, and 9 times 1 is 9, and then plus 5 is 14. So it's going to become equal 0. So which is equal with 0. So we have only one answer. So it means like our equation just touched the graph, the x-axis one time. Okay. So this video is all about discriminant and how we can see our equation, how many answers we will get, how many solutions we will get, and how our quadratic graph will stand on the Cartesian plane. Okay. So I'm going to show you in later part of the series, I'm going to show you how to draw the graph and how this relationship between equation and graph. Okay. So this video is all about this today. And I hope you guys to get a very good day. If you love this series and this content that I've been creating, please subscribe me. This is all for today. Bye bye.